Golden State has been in a state of influx for the past couple of weeks, starting with the news revolving around Draymond Green and him having an indefinite suspension, but he's just been cleared by Adam Silver. But not long after that, Chris Paul gets hurt in the Warriors game against the Denver Nuggets. Hurts his hand, and now Chris Paul is going to require surgery, and he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. This, coupled with the fact that there are now reports circling around Golden State that Moses Moody is now on the trade market. He's on the trade block. So what direction is Golden State moving in now? And if one thing I've learned, I haven't been in the media industry for too long, but one thing I have learned is that stories only get out when people want them to get out. So same thing with the Jordan Poole video and fight incident with Poole and Draymond. That only got out because Golden State allowed it to get out, and they wanted to get out. I've seen countless times where information was leaked, and it might assume that it was quote unquote leaked, but that information, those stories only get out when organizations, people, teams want that information to get out. So in regards to Moses Moody, there's a reason that information is out. Will teams bite on that? Moses Moody still is a viable trade option, viable asset for teams, especially teams that are possibly in championship contention. He could fill up a prominent role position, specifically coming off the bench. So we'll see where where Golden State goes in that direction. In regards to Chris Paul, obviously this is a huge blow to the depth of Golden State, something that they've struggled with all season due to injuries and lack of performance, for lack of better words. What this does now, though, it allows Steph to play primarily at point guard position again, but it might make his shot selection a little more difficult. That's one thing that Chris Paul was able to help Steph Curry with so far, was get easier shooting opportunities, and we see it's been helpful because now Steph is, I think, 8th in the league in scoring right now, and he's a possible MVP candidate if Golden State can get into a rhythm and start to reel off a couple of wins. But something that Golden State is struggling with is the defensive side of the ball. They struggle with getting stops over the course of a game, and it's not lack of size. I think it's lack of attention to detail. A lot of times teams are scoring on Golden State off of blown coverages and slips to the basket, things that only happen when there's a lack of communication. And you can argue this because Draymond isn't there, or you can argue it's because people are no longer buying into the system, into the Golden State plan. So are the words of Steve Kerr starting to fall on deaf ears? Does he still have control of that locker room? And these are just questions that might be broached, and that can be rightfully asked. I think that Golden State is still one of the best teams in the Western Conference, and I think they'll turn things around. But based on what we've seen so far in the state of play, I think it's fair to ask those type of questions. But moving forward, how is this going to affect Golden State? Chris Paul's injury, it's going to force them to truly buy into the system right now if they haven't already. But this is going to be a turning point for the season with this injury to Chris Paul. If they decide not to buy in, or if they still struggle defensively, then expect Golden State to make some trades and start to move towards a rebuilding mindset. Listen, you're never going to rebuild in full with Steph Curry, but definitely expect some trades to be made. But if they decide that they are able to buy in and that they start to turn things around, then Golden State continues to improve, and they become a much more formidable opponent to other teams in the Western Conference once Chris Paul returns. So this is definitely a turning point for Golden State moving forward. And I'm excited to see what direction they go in. But let me know what you guys think. Let you guys think. Do you guys think this is a turning point for Golden State? Do you guys think that Golden State can turn things around? And is Chris Paul necessary for the success of Golden State? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think in the chat room. I'm looking forward to hearing all about it. But with that being said, guys, that's it for our show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a wonderful show. Like I said, if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button as well, so you guys can stay updated on all the latest content that we post daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to follow us on Patreon as well. That way you gain exclusive access to all of our content that we post daily. And if you'd like to support our network and our company, you can do so by following the link in the ticker below, extremeelements.com/SaturdayBroadly-show/tip. We'll be back again, guys, same time tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, guys, continue to stay safe, be vigilant, make smart decisions, and